Alright, so a continuation kind of what we did yesterday, what we used in 7-7 lesson, we'll come in to apply it a little bit in here. But find the first 5 terms of a sequence in which a sub 1 is equal to 7, and then we have this formula, a sub n equals 3, and then times a sub n minus 1. So that notation a sub n minus 1 we have talked about before. All this means right here is the previous term. So we take the previous term, it's just notation, that's all that means is notation. So a sub n minus 1 just means take the previous term, multiply it by 3, and then subtract 12 to get your new term. So what it ends up looking like is this, for n greater than or equal to 2. So we found our first term. Our first term is 7. So our second term, that's why it's n is greater than or equal to 2, would say, okay, find a sub 2. A sub 2 would be equal to 3 times a sub, and I'm doing this in my head because if I were to replace n with 2, it would be 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, which would give me a sub 1. A sub 1 is just the 7, which is the previous term. So if I want to find the second term, I got to take the previous term, 7, multiply it by 3, so 3 times 7, and then subtract 12. So a sub 2 would be 21 minus 2, 21 minus 12, which would be 9. No, back up. 21 minus 12, would be 9. And then a sub 3 would equal, 3 again, 3 times the previous term. Well, now the previous term was what we got for a sub 2. Our second term, a sub 2 just means second term. It's just how we write notation. So a sub 2 is equal to 9. So now we got to take 3 times the previous term, 9, subtract 12. A sub 3 is equal to 27 minus 12, which is 15. A sub 4, same thing again, 3 times the previous term. The previous term was 15 minus 12. So a sub 4 would equal 45, and that would give me 33. And then the last, because it says the first 5 terms, so a sub 5 would equal 3 times the previous term, 33 minus 12. So 3 times 33 is 99, 99 minus 12 is 87. So a sub, 5, the 5th term, is equal to 87. So there we found the first 5 terms. So our first 5 terms are 7, 9, 15, 33, and then 87. All right, so now, when we have geometric sequences, which is what you learned in the previous lesson, all right, we need to write recursive formulas. And we kind of talked a little bit about recursive formulas before, so we're going to take a look at them again for this. Now, when we're writing recursive formulas, we have to know 2 different things. There's arithmetic sequences, that's when we're adding or subtracting something, or there is geometric, where we are multiplying. So you'll need to know these equations. So you could write these down in your on your formula sheet, so that way you have them. So let's go ahead and apply it. So the first one is write a recursive formula for each sequence. Well, first, before I can write my formula, I have to know what kind of sequence I have. Do I have arithmetic or geometric? So I look at the terms and I see that I'm adding 4, adding 4, adding 4 each time. Okay, so I know it's arithmetic. So arithmetic uses that one form, a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d. Okay, so that would be for arithmetic. So when I write my recursive formula, I write it as a sub 1. I need my first term. There's 3 things I will need for a recursive formula. I need the first term. The first term is given, 17. Then I need the formula that would give me all my other terms. So that's a sub n. A sub n just means for any term that I want to find. So it could be the 10th term, the 100th term. But to find a term, I need a sub n equals and now the formula that gets us. So it was an arithmetic sequence. So it's a sub n minus 1. Now make sure this is below here, the a. So a sub n minus 1, which means substitute the term number. So second term, take the previous term, all that stuff. And then the difference was 4. And I'm sorry, I wasn't adding 4 here, which you probably already figured that out. So this was actually going down by 4. Down by 4, sorry. So it's going down by 4, so then I would subtract 4. So you start with 17 because that's my first term. A sub 1 equals 17. Here is your formula. And this right here just came from the previous slide where it gave you the formulas. And then the last thing is I need a starting point. What term number am I going to start with? Well, I already have my first term, 17, so I need n is greater than or equal to 2. And then that will give me my next term. So in the next one, I notice I'm going multiplying by 4. Okay, so I need, again, my a sub 1 equals 6. That's my first term. Now, since this is geometric, I need a different formula. So a sub n, which means any term in my sequence, a sub n equals r. R is the common difference, the ratio. I'm multiplying by 4. So 4 times a sub n minus 1. Okay, remember that goes down. It's not right beside. It's like a sub. That's why I keep saying a sub n minus 1. So 4 is the common ratio. And then again, I need my n is greater than or equal to 2 because I'm starting with the second term because I'm already given the first term. All right, refer to the beginning of the lesson. Let n be the number of customers. So there we go. There's my table of contents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 customers, and then the cost. Write a recursive formula for the sequence. So again, recursive. I got to see what's going on here. Each time I notice that this is going up by 10. Okay, so I have an arithmetic sequence here because I'm going up by 10. It's a constant. I'm adding 10 each time. So I have a sub 1. So my first term would be my first customer, which would be a cost of $25. Now to find my other cost for any term, a sub m equals my first term. So we have a sub n minus 1. My previous term, whatever, which would be 25 in this case, but any previous term. And then we notice that it's going up by 10, so plus 10 for n greater than or equal to 2 because we're starting with the second term. So basically then what it says is, okay, start with the second term, 2. So 2, so a sub 2 minus 1 means a sub 1. Well, a sub 1 was 25. This is what I mean. All this means is just the previous term. The previous term was 25. 25 plus 10 is 35. There's my new cost. Well, then to find the third term, I have to take the previous term. The previous term was 35. 35 plus 10 is 45. So you keep going like that. The only thing you can't do with this formula is find, what if I wanted to find the sixth term? I can't just substitute a 6 in because I need to know what the fifth term was. So you kind of have to keep going, the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, keep going. And that gets a little lengthy, which is why in part B now, we want to write an explicit formula. So once we have a recursive formula, we can write an explicit formula to help us get to the 100th term maybe. Instead of sitting here going previous term plus 10, previous term plus 10, previous term plus 10 100 times. We don't want to do that. So an explicit formula, which we have learned before, that explicit formula for arithmetic sequences is this. A sub m equals a sub 1 plus the common difference times n minus 1. And we learned this back in chapter 3. So now that I have that, I just substitute all my information. So any term, a sub n, is equal to a sub 1, which we know, 25, plus the common difference we knew was 10, times n minus 1. And then we keep finishing this out to simplify it. So a sub n equals 25 plus 10n minus 10. And then we can combine the 25 and the 10. So a sub n equals 10n plus 15. Now instead of going 100 times, taking the previous term plus 10, previous term plus 10, previous term plus 10, I can easily just take the 100th term, substitute it in for n, times it by 10, plus 15. And then that gives me my answer. So it's nice to go both ways to have that recursive and that explicit. All right, so let's take a look at this next one here. So I'll put it down here. All right, so part A, we'll do write a recursive formula for my explicit, or my equation that I have there. So a sub n equals 6n plus 3. Well, before I can do that, I got to find the first 3 terms just to make sure. All right, so the first term would be a sub 1 equals 6 times 1 plus 3. So first term, n is 1, so a sub 1 equals 6 plus 3 is 9. And then a sub 2, we'll keep going here. So a sub 2 would equal 6 times 2 plus 3. A sub 2 is equal to 12 plus 3 is 15. One more. A sub 3 equals 6 times 3 plus 3. 18 plus 3 is 21. So notice 9, 15, 21. I'm going up by 6. So I have a common difference of 6. So D equals 6. So I'm still on part A, okay? We'll get to part B in a second. So the common difference is 6. So write a recursive formula. Okay, recursive formula. 3 things I need. I need a sub 1. I need my first term. My first term is 9. Got it. Then I need the formula for recursive. It's arithmetic. So go back to my notes. Arithmetic sequences uses this formula. A sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus the common difference, and my common difference is 6. So there is my formula for the recursive, and then I have to have a starting point. We already have the first term, so n is greater than or equal to 2. Give you a little hint, it's typically always n is greater than or equal to 2, but sometimes it does change, but for most cases, we'll have that. So the 3 things I need for a recursive formula are right there. All right, now we have to do part B. So part B says write an explicit formula for what we have there. So first of all, what kind of recursive, this is recursive right here. This is, because look at the 3 things here, right? So this is recursive. What kind of recursive formula do I have? Well, I notice I'm multiplying by a ratio here. So this makes this recursive an actual geometric type sequence. So this is a geometric sequence. And if we remember from our geometric sequence, the formula that we used for that was different than our arithmetic sequence. And you might want to write this down again in case you don't have it. The formula I need for this would be a sub n equals a sub 1 times d to the n minus 1 power. And that's the formula that we would use if I want to go from a recursive to an explicit so this would be the explicit. So now let's substitute everything together here. So this is all part B right here. So a sub n equals a sub 1, which our a sub 1, it tells us right here, is 120. Times, I like to put it in parentheses, times our common difference, g, our ratio, which is 0.8. I can see it right here. So 0.8. And then to the n minus 1 power, and that is it. And that is right here, this is your explicit. You just went from recursive to explicit.